In a jaw-dropping incident in Israel, beliefs are being challenged globally. Something extraordinary has happened that defies conventional understanding. What do religious books have to say? How are they challenging religious beliefs? So let's dive into this video today to know. Did you know Catholics and Protestants have different beliefs about their holy books? Catholics believe in 73 holy books, while Protestants believe in 66. The Vatican, the center of the Catholic Church, doesn't always focus on the biblical Apocrypha, which are additional religious works. These extra books contain stories that challenge traditional teachings. They tell stories that go against what has been taught for hundreds of years. Imagine if Jesus' teachings portrayed him as angry, self-centered, and not liking women. The Gospel of Thomas, for example, unusually presents Jesus. The Gospel of Barnabas takes a different stance, suggesting that Christ was just a human and not the Son of God. According to this text, during the Last Supper, Christ supposedly jumped out of a window to escape, leaving Judas Iscariot to face death in his place. It's intriguing how these alternative perspectives might have influenced people's beliefs. This picture of Christ as a questionable example is dwarfed by an even stranger text from the time of the Old Testament. The holy books claim that angels were made of flesh and blood, and some even suggest that people flew into space long before us. A fascinating twist emerges, proposing that God is actually an alien. The apocryphal book of Enoch contains what it claims to be amazing revelations. However, the Vatican doesn't embrace this text at all. Could the Church avoid it because it holds information that challenges current beliefs? Discovery of the original book of Enoch. In 1946, young shepherds in Palestine stumbled upon ancient books hidden in clay pots in a remote cave. One of these texts was the original book of Enoch. The Bible briefly mentions Enoch, describing him as a normal good man related to Seth, Adam and Eve's son. Enoch supposedly lived on earth for 65 years. The book of Genesis offers a different perspective, suggesting that Enoch spent an additional 300 years walking with God. Theologians continue to debate the true meaning of this phrase. Recently, Bible experts have proposed intriguing new ideas, but we'll explore those later. Contrary to the notion of Enoch being a normal person, other ancient sources present a different picture. These accounts suggest that Enoch was not ordinary during his time on earth, adding another layer of mystery to his story. Enoch's role in ancient mysteries and unearthed connections. An intriguing detail from the ancient Egyptian chronicle, the Kit, suggests that Enoch helped build the Great Pyramids. Astonishingly, his name is inscribed on the Weld Blundell Prism, an ancient Sumerian artifact documenting the names of significant kings from that era. These connections raise questions about what Enoch might have learned beyond what the Bible briefly mentions. Despite these interesting connections, the Vatican is skeptical of Enoch's writings. The entire book of Enoch delves into the past, especially events preceding the Old Testament, notably the era before the Great Flood. The initial part of the book discusses the making of the world and the origins of the first people, Adam and Eve. While there are similarities with canonical biblical texts, Enoch's account goes beyond, offering details not found in the Bible. For instance, the book of Genesis mentions earthly girls marrying sons of God, resulting in giant children. Enoch devotes an entire book to this theme, shedding light on what was happening in the world during that time. In a departure from the familiar biblical narrative, Enoch refers to fallen angels, also known as the Nephilim, as the sons of God. These angels chose to live among humans instead of returning to heaven, a divergence from the traditional Christian understanding. Despite God's explicit instruction not to, Samyaza, the leader of the Nephilim, urged them to share their knowledge with humans. This forbidden wisdom encompassed astronomy, metallurgy, magic, and medicine. However, the unintended consequence was an unfair imbalance, with those acquiring these new sciences exploiting and oppressing others. The Nephilim, beings from another world, not only perpetuated inequality, but also became a source of sin. Each time they seduced a woman, she gave birth to a giant child. Earth struggled to support this growing population of giants, leading to them becoming rulers who often oppressed and even consumed the people. Enoch explains that these giants became such a menace that God had to intervene with a global flood. The flood aimed to wipe out the giants and restore peace to the world. Interestingly, this narrative was widely believed, with even parts of old texts, like the canonical Epistle of Jude, referencing it. Controversy surrounding the Book of Enoch. While the Ethiopian Orthodox Church considers the Book of Enoch a crucial part of the Bible, the Vatican resisted including it in the official canon. The reluctance stemmed from the idea that divine beings brought sin to earth, contradicting traditional Christian beliefs where sin is exclusively associated with humans. This controversy persisted, with some church members expressing a preference for other books over the Book of Enoch. In 1898, British researcher Henry Heyman released a report challenging the traditional belief that Enoch authored the ancient text. Instead, he claimed it was written by an unknown group unrelated to religion. This perspective has fueled ongoing debates about the Book of Enoch's authenticity. Even in modern times, discussions about the Book of Enoch remain contentious. The Tomorrow's World portal in 2022 labeled the Book of Enoch as a fake. The question arises, why is the Vatican so keen on discrediting this ancient book? If the differences with the official Bible are minimal, could more concealed secrets be within its pages? Giants and Nephilim. Enoch's writings offer a detailed account of giants and the Nephilim, almost as if he personally knew them. Recent information suggests that Enoch's descriptions might not be far-fetched. Stories of people of immense size appear in Greek tales, the Old Testament, and various global narratives. Some Central African groups even believe their ancestors originated from a giant named Bomba, resembling the themes found in Enoch's writings. In a fascinating twist, stories from different cultures share similarities with what Enoch wrote. For instance, some groups in Central Africa believe their ancestors, descended from a giant named Bomba, sent messages to Earth to aid in world creation and support humans. However, not all of these giant messengers were successful. Just as Enoch spoke of the Nephilim, a Chinese legend recounts the story of Pangu, a colossal figure who split the chaotic universe with a massive axe, forming balanced halves known as yin and yang. Before ascending to heaven, Pangu assigned his helpers to organize the world. Despite their different settings, these stories can be seen as various perspectives on the events described by Enoch. Similar to Enoch's account of the Nephilim, stories of Pangu and his helpers resemble Enoch's narrative of the angry Lord sending the Nephilim to darkness due to betrayal by their former followers. This similarity prompts intriguing questions about the interconnected nature of these narratives. In Greek mythology, the Titans, akin to the Nephilim, clashed with Zeus, the chief god. Eventually, they were defeated and imprisoned in Tartarus, a dark abyss. Remarkably, the words Titan and giant still hold the same meaning in many languages, underscoring the direct link between Enoch's story and ancient Greek beliefs. Silent giants in the official Bible? Church secrets? Curiously, the official Bible doesn't extensively discuss giants from the past. This raises questions about whether the Church aims to conceal the fact that giants were once more formidable. Many American legends not only mention giants, but also suggest coexistence with humans. Could this be an attempt to downplay the strength of giants in history? During excavations in burial grounds, researchers discovered a bone over 2.5 meters long, hinting at the existence of giants. The buried individual, adorned with copper bracelets and a substantial mica necklace, indicates a level of respect for this giant in the past, offering tangible evidence aligning with the stories found in American legends. Giants, kings, and ancient secrets. The discovery of a giant's grave surrounded by at least 10 individuals adorned with beautiful jewelry has captivated scientists. Their conclusion? These were likely the burial grounds of a giant king and his closest followers. This raises intriguing questions about whether giants once ruled over people in the distant past. Contrary to the Vatican's disagreement, the Book of Enoch suggests that, against God's instruction, people worshipped giants, half-gods, closely connected to the Nephilim. Some experts propose that evidence points to a small group of giants surviving the global flood and subsequently being elected as leaders by the people. However, these leaders might have been unaware of hidden truths supposedly kept by the Vatican for centuries. Delving deeper into the roots of the priest's dislike for the Book of Enoch leads to Enoch's audacious claims. The ancient author proposed that the Nephilim, often considered fallen angels, could actually be aliens from another planet. While this idea may seem wild, Enoch's story, though dating back 5,000 years, surprisingly contains accurate details about the world's workings. Despite his limited understanding of stars, Enoch's narrative offers valuable insights into celestial matters. The ancient text includes details about the sun and the moon passing through specific gates. Enoch acknowledges that the moon reflects sunlight, aligning with the Bible's description. His remarkably accurate observations provide a unique perspective on the cosmos, challenging the notion that ancient thinkers lacked sophisticated knowledge about celestial bodies. Enoch's Cosmic Wisdom: Ancient Insights into Earth and Stars. Enoch, in his writings, unveils two intriguing revelations. He recognized Earth as a sphere and understood its orbit around the sun. While many credit Nicholas Copernicus and Galileo Galilei in the 1600s for such revelations, Enoch's ancient wisdom challenges that perception. Further, Enoch delves into the classification of stars, suggesting that luminaries should be differentiated based on their weight, brightness, and distance from Earth. Modern scientists use a similar system, categorizing stars by systemic magnitude, brightness, and Earth's distance. Ancient texts like Enoch's remarkably contain figures matching contemporary astronomical observations. Also, Enoch's writings include a comprehensive method to determine the positions of the sun and moon on any given day. Astonishingly, this system devised by Enoch thousands of years ago still holds true today. The question arises, how did Enoch acquire such knowledge? While he may have been exceptionally intelligent for his time, some speculate that he might have had a unique vantage point, perhaps viewing Earth from space. Even its precise understanding of celestial bodies raises questions about the source of his knowledge. It seems improbable that he deduced these details merely by observing the night sky from Earth. Some theorize that Enoch might have had the extraordinary opportunity to witness Earth from space, providing a plausible explanation for his advanced astronomical insights. The writings also touch on the enigmatic treasury of light and thunder, describing a phenomenon in Earth's atmosphere where light energy accumulates between clouds and descends to the ground during thunderstorms. This ancient account aligns with our contemporary understanding of atmospheric processes during thunderstorms. Extraterrestrial encounters. While what we commonly perceive as normal lightning remains unseen from Earth, workers on the orbiting space station witness this phenomenon daily. Enoch's unique perspective as a prophet delves into the mysteries of Earth, presenting a narrative that aligns with what modern space exploration reveals. Enoch attributes his profound knowledge to the most important god and claims to have visited the palace of this deity. His descriptions are captivating. A palace with crystal floors and walls reflecting light, illuminated by a bright, cold light resembling both fire and snow. This imagery, reminiscent of contemporary artificial lights, raises intriguing questions about Enoch's celestial insights. It also describes an astounding aspect of the divine palace. It could float in the air. This suggests that Enoch perceived Earth as round and revolving around the sun. Surprisingly, an ancient Indian epic also mentions a vimana, a shining, flying house in the sky, possibly housing many gods. The parallels between Enoch's narrative and Hindu stories hint at a shared concept of a floating celestial abode. Considering Enoch's detailed accounts, some propose an alternative interpretation, that the Book of Enoch might not be a religious text, but a meticulous record of encounters with extraterrestrial beings. This perspective challenges traditional beliefs, suggesting that Enoch's experiences may have been more than just spiritual revelations. The Book of Enoch introduces intriguing extraterrestrial aspects to the Christian belief that God and angels reside beyond this world. While traditional Christian teachings focus on a divine realm, Enoch's narrative adds a unique layer, sparking contemplation about the intersection of spiritual and extraterrestrial realms. The Bible intriguingly mentions that Enoch walked with God for 300 years. Could this cryptic statement imply a cosmic journey through space with the Lord? The Book of Enoch sheds light on this, describing how angels assisted Enoch by bathing him in a fragrant liquid reminiscent of incense and presenting him with a holy robe radiating bright white light. The Lord initiates Enoch's journey only after these preparations are complete. A closer examination suggests that these descriptions in the Book of Enoch might be figurative, symbolizing the purification of the righteous believer before encountering the Lord. The fragrant liquid and radiant robe may represent spiritual cleansing and preparation. Understanding this as a metaphorical expression rather than a literal account is crucial. The evolution of the Book of Enoch. The original Book of Enoch transformed. In the 18th century, a tourist in Egypt discovered an ancient text, leading to its journey to Europe. Professor Richard Lawrence, translating from Hebrew to English, encountered difficulties comprehending certain aspects. He inserted his interpretations to overcome this challenge, omitting some parts. Subsequent editions by other experts introduced varying ideas and interpretations, further complicating the original meaning. The evolving editions of the Book of Enoch incorporated popular ideas and interpretations, at times resembling sermons. This phenomenon clouded the original intent of the book. As each edition introduced new perspectives, the true meaning of Enoch's cosmic journey became less evident, leading to varied interpretations and reducing the clarity of the original message. Moreover, consider a time before ours when an encounter with aliens occurs. How would you describe such an event without understanding their technology? Enoch, living in such a time, utilized clear metaphors and mythical imagery to articulate the extraordinary experiences he witnessed. The religious themes in his writings only became apparent much later, influenced by the interpretations of different translators. In Enoch's narrative, the astronauts from other planets metamorphosed into beings from heaven, specifically angels and cherubim. Their leaders ascended to the rank of archangels, serving the Lord as the supreme commander. Technological components like heat-resistant finish panels transformed into crystal mirrors, and LED lights became a representation of cold fire. Over time, spaceships evolved into splendid flying homes. The scene where angels wash Enoch with incense and dress him in a snow-white robe takes on a new interpretation. It could symbolize a cleansing ritual for Earthlings boarding the extraterrestrial spacecraft. Later, they might have changed into all-white spacesuits, aligning with Enoch's extensive knowledge of the stars. It seems the alien angels provided Enoch with a comprehensive tour and lesson about their technology and world. Despite the advanced knowledge imparted by the extraterrestrial beings, Enoch, as the ancient author, could not fully comprehend everything. His account reflects a struggle to piece together and make sense of the profound teachings and experiences shared by these beings. One question remains unanswered. Why do we often conceive aliens as vastly different life forms, such as intelligent reptiloids or talking rocks? Enoch, however, describes fallen alien angels resembling people. This raises the perplexing question of how he communicated with them. In exploring this mystery, a British astronomer, Fred Hoyle, proposed a thought-provoking idea in 1984. Evolution from space, Fred Hoyle's revolutionary concept. In his book, Evolution from Space, Hoyle suggests that life might have originated beyond Earth, and an advanced extraterrestrial society reached a stage where they could inhabit planets supporting life. According to Hoyle, this extraterrestrial society played a pivotal role in shaping humanity's development. Instead of humans being a distinct species, they are descendants of beings that once resided outside Earth. In this intriguing perspective, humanity is a branch of society from another planet, now adrift in space. Hoyle's theory proposes that humans are not a newly formed species, but rather inheritors of a lineage from extraterrestrial beings. Despite the changes in appearance over millions of years of earthly development, humans retain similarities to their cosmic ancestors. This perspective challenges traditional views of human evolution, suggesting a cosmic ancestry that stretches beyond our planet. Envisioning humans as descendants of an extraterrestrial society opens up new avenues for understanding our origins. Rather than perceiving aliens as radically different entities, Enoch's portrayal of human-like angels aligns with Hoyle's concept of a shared ancestry with beings from beyond Earth. Also, Enoch's characterization of the fallen angels as humanoid rather than human underscores their significant differences from us. This unique portrayal prompts a reconsideration of their nature and raises questions about their interaction with Earth. Exploring the connection between Nephilim and Earth's women, a plausible explanation emerges. Women on Earth may have had children with these humanoid extraterrestrial beings. The idea aligns with the broader concept that different human species, including Neanderthals, interbred, leaving traces of varied DNA in our genetic makeup. The human quest to communicate beyond our planet extends to potential extraterrestrial life and to our cosmic ancestors. Sending signals into space signifies an endeavor to establish contact with both living beings and the possibility of ancient extraterrestrial civilizations. While the Vatican and some scholars dismissed Enoch's stories as fabricated, intriguing validations emerged. Carl Sagan, an American researcher in the 1970s, unveiled stories from the Dogon people in western Sudan. The locals claimed that a real god had recently visited them, revealing secrets about the universe. These narratives, distinct from local stories, were initially perceived as dreams, but were corroborated by a European traveler's visit in the 1930s. The traveler, considered super-null by the Dogon people, likely shared stories about Sirius, contributing to the development of complex myths over subsequent decades. So what do you think of the terrifying incident happening in Israel challenging religious beliefs? Comment below and subscribe for more.